Angel Reese tried to bring Gabby Williams back to the Chicago Sky. Williams' response: "They did me dirty, girl." Ouch. What went down between this star player and her old team? We're diving into the mess that's keeping Williams away from the WNBA. Let's go back a little and discuss Gabby Williams' WNBA career now. This isn't just any old story, it's an exhilarating experience that will leave your mind spinning. Do you recall Williams' debut in the WNBA spotlight? When she was selected as the 4th overall choice in the draft, basketball fans were ecstatic. She lived up to the Chicago Sky's expectations, and they were well-founded. Williams dominated that Sky jersey for 5 seasons, scoring 6.8 points a night on average. Not bad for a rookie player trying to make her way in the major leagues. However, as you are aware, professional athletes don't always have it easy. There were ups and downs during Williams' tenure with the Sky, and believe me, there were some fairly significant downs. We are talking about storm clouds rolling in over the Windy City. What then transpired? That's where the intriguing part starts, though. The Sky released a bombshell in May 2021. Williams was out of commission for the whole season. Yes, you read correctly. A suspension for the entire season. The cause? An argument about her dedication to the French national team. Her plans were apparently misunderstood, and the head coach of the Sky wasn't too pleased about it. Surely that's not enough to send a player packing, you may be asking yourself now. Well, it was only the beginning, so hang on to your hats. Williams discovered herself on the trading block following the suspension. She was sent to the Seattle Storm first, then the Los Angeles Sparks. What a fast-paced overview of the WNBA. This is where the story gets more complicated. Williams took a move that surprised both players and spectators after all that drama. She made the decision to leave the WNBA behind and take her abilities abroad. You may be asking yourself why a budding star would leave the world's largest women's basketball league at this point. Williams didn't hold back while expressing her decision, though. Regretfully, it doesn't pay the highest, she stated. Therefore, I'm glad I have additional possibilities for supporting my family and myself. Whoa, folks, there it is. The WNBA's grim reality exposed. Williams was pursuing more than just her basketball goals. She was also pursuing a salary that would enable her to support her family. But this is about more than simply Williams. Her narrative draws attention to a more significant problem facing women's basketball. The unfortunate reality is that a lot of WNBA players are in a similar situation and must decide between playing for their national team and traveling abroad to support themselves. But wait, before you assume that this is all about the money, allow me to share with you something. This is not just a narrative about dollar signs. Indeed, the salary is important, but what about loyalty? How about feeling like your team values you? How about receiving respectful treatment? Now, let's discuss Angel Reese's endeavor to get Gabby Williams back in the WNBA. Following Williams' incredible Olympic performance, Reese made the decision to take a chance. She attempted to persuade Williams to return to Chicago by contacting her on social media. You may have thought that this was an easy choice to make. Reaching out to an Olympic hero as a rising celebrity like Reese sounds like the ideal combination. Hold on though, because this isn't how things ended up. Williams didn't exactly leap at the chance to go back to the Windy City when Reese made her offer. Actually, everyone was taken aback by her statement. You're undoubtedly wondering now what Williams said to spark the conversation. Prepare yourself, because what she said was a direct slam dunk for the Chicago Sky. Instead than merely declining politely, Williams said that Reese ought to play for a different organization. But hold on, it gets even more juicy. Williams continued after it. She revealed something shocking when she said, "They did me dirty, girl." Hurt. That's a full-on burn, not simply a rejection. Williams seems to have condensed all of her grievances with the Chicago Sky into a single powerful message. It was more than just declining a job offer here. Williams' answer suggests that she and the Chicago Sky had a significant falling out. It's like if you open a can of worms and all these questions appear out of nowhere. What had actually transpired when she was with the Sky? Why does she insist on not returning? Problem is, though, that Williams still had some kind things to say about Reese. In spite of all of this drama, "I am still your biggest fan," she declared. Her words seem to be, "It's not you, it's them." This demonstrates that Williams has a problem with the organization rather than the players. Reese didn't give up easily because she is a fighter. "Them folks not here no more," she said in an attempt to soothe Williams. She seems to be saying something like, "Hey, the individuals who did you wrong, they have vanished. In Chicago, a new day has begun." However, it's obvious that Williams has profound wounds. It's about the entire experience, not just the individuals in leadership roles. Her answer demonstrates that in professional athletics, things go beyond winning or losing. It matters how you are perceived, treated, and whether or not you feel respected. We get a behind-the-scenes look into professional women's basketball with this entire interaction. Not everything is flash and glamour. There are actual hardships, actual disputes, and occasionally actual animosity. Williams' response demonstrates that even years later, athletes remember the treatment they get. Not to mention, all of this is happening in broad daylight on social media for everyone to see. It's similar to a high-stakes reality TV program. Both fans and other players closely observe every utterance and reaction. What does this signify then for the WNBA? Regarding the Chicago Sky, for athletes like Reese who are attempting to fortify the league, it brings up some difficult issues regarding team loyalty, player treatment, and the difficulties of retaining elite players in the league. Now, let's examine the actual events involving Gabby Williams and the Chicago Sky. This is a tale that rocks the UNBA to its core. It's not just about one player and one team. Do you recall May 2021? That's when Williams received a bombshell report from the Chicago Sky. They suspended her for the entire season. Why? Because she was determined to represent France in international competition. James Wade, the coach of the Sky at the time, wasn't pleased with it. Williams, in his opinion, wasn't entirely committed to the Sky. Now, take a moment to imagine yourself in Williams' position as a rising star in the league and eager to play for your nation abroad. All of a sudden, your WNBA team suspends you for the duration of the season. What would you think? Furious? Betrayed? Indeed. However, the Sky went on from there. Williams was suspended, and then she was traded. The Seattle Storm came first, followed by the Los Angeles Sparks. She felt as though her career was being used as a pawn in this game. She can be a vital member of the Sky 1 minute and then be switching between teams. Well, that's just how pro sports work, right? Maybe on your mind. The point is, though, that it goes beyond the deals. It has to do with how the entire thing transpired. Williams believed that after 5 seasons of giving her best, she had been let down, mistreated, and undervalued by the corporation. This issue extends beyond Gabby Williams. The WNBA is the issue. It demonstrates how the league handles its athletes. Consider this. If a top player can be dealt and suspended in this manner, what does that say about WNBA player rights? How much does that tell us about the league's regard for talent? Not to be forgotten, Williams aspired to play for her country's national team, which is why this all transpired. Playing for your country is considered an honor in men's sports. It might cost you your job in the WNBA. Do you think that's fair? Let's go back to the present day. There is new leadership in the Sky. I mean, you would think that would change anything, that Williams might be willing to return, but no. Angel Reese reached out to her, but Williams quickly cut it off. The Sky, she claimed, did me dirty. Those are powerful words. It demonstrates that sports are about more than just who's in power right now. It's all about the overall encounter. Even years later, when new management is in charge, Williams still has a terrible taste in her mouth from her time with the Sky, and she has no interest in returning. The WNBA has some serious questions in light of this circumstance. How do they manage to retain their best talent? How do they strike a balance between player aspirations and team needs? Most importantly, how do they foster an atmosphere where players are treated with respect and feel appreciated? Because the WNBA has an issue if elite players like Williams believe they would be better off playing elsewhere. Money is no longer the only consideration. It's about being treated like a professional, feeling appreciated, and receiving respect. And Williams is hardly the only one. How many other players in the WNBA are experiencing the same emotion? How many are considering moving to foreign leagues in the hopes of receiving better treatment and more respect? The WNBA must critically examine itself. It's important to find out why Williams, a player who devoted 5 years to the league, is so burned out that she would prefer to play somewhere else.